Hello there, this is Pam. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and today I'm going to share how I can get an egg shape out of the oval framelits that Stampin' Up! Sells. This is the egg here, and it uses, like I said, the oval framelits. This is the set that you get, and I am going to be using the third and the fourth framelit oval shape out of the set today. So let me share how this is done. This one, the first one here, is made in Pool Party. Sorry, my camera just went haywire. This is done in Pool Party, and today I wanted a brighter one to share so you can see it on the video. This is done in Strawberry Slush. So I made the piece 4 1/4 inches by 3 inches, so 4 1/4 by 3. So when you get your piece on, or your framelit on here, you have a little bit more extra at the top. And let me adjust my camera a little bit since it went crazy. You want a little bit left at the top because we're going to use the other die on the top for the egg shape. So I just laid it down, face down. This is the cutting side. So I laid the cutting side down on my paper and try to hold it in place as much as you can, and lightly trace an outline of it just with a pencil. We'll be erasing that when we're done. So all you want to do is just get the basic shape of it, and then take the smaller one and then put it at the top and try to kind of get it even. You want to leave a space at the bottom, and you want it to be a little bit above the original line here. So take your pencil again and then draw your line for that. So you have the top of it, of the smaller one, and then this is the top of the larger one. And approximately where they intersect, I can see this one's a little off, but that's alright. I just draw a line here. This will be for my cutting pads when I go to die cut this, so I kind of know where to start and stop at. Okay, so once you have that done, get your die cut machine, and I'm going to try to bring mine over here, my big pick, so you can see how I die cut it. I hope I don't shake the table around too much or knock my camera off. So I'm using the magnetic platform. You don't have to use that. You can just use the regular platform that the machine comes with. But lay your piece of paper down there and then take the largest die and then line that up with the line that you drew. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact at this point, just approximately where it was at. And then take your top cutting plate and slide it in. And yeah, you can still see it. And here's the line that I drew. Take it down just a little below that. A little bit. So you're actually only going to be die cutting this part of the die out. You don't want to cut this part here. So run that through your machine, and I think I might have to move it a little bit more forward so it doesn't hit my tripod. So run that through. Scooch it back some so you can see it. And then take your die off. So see, you only actually die cut that much of it out. So put it back on your platform, whichever one you use, and then take the smaller one and then line it up to where you drew that line as much as you can. Get it centered there, and then that line that was drawn there, you want to take your plate and you want to put it your plate on that line. So don't die cut any of this. We only need this little tiny part there. So slide that all the way up and then into the machine. I said it's not going to die cut much. Whoops. See, I moved my tripod. That's fine. Alright, let me try to get this all out of the way again. Get my machine out because we're all done with that. Alright, so then here is your piece. You can peel your die off. Now it's not going to be die cut all the way through, and you want that to happen because once you get these pieces cut, you're going to hand cut the rest of the way out, because if not, here's the first one I did. It's not too bad, but you get kind of a funny indent here, and then it's even kind of cut into a little bit. So the second one I did, it still has that indentation in there, but it's a lot smoother of a line. So once you have these die cut partially on both sides, take a pair of scissors, and you can either follow on this side, or you can turn it over where there's not any of those pencil lines to kind of distract you. So just take your scissors and follow along that line, and we'll trim it up, because that pool party one that I did, I ended up trimming it up even more. And then do the same thing on the other side. Follow it along. So see, then you have this shape. Now what I did was erased all my lines before I started trimming it off again. That way I could kind of really see where I needed to trim a little bit more so I could get it nice and even. Now it's not going to probably come out exactly perfect, but I think it works really good to make an egg. So there's the shape there. That one didn't turn out too bad, actually. I don't think I will even trim any of that off. It's not exactly even on each side, but that's great. I think that's perfect. And I'm going to erase a little bit more. Try not to shake the table. So there you have an egg shape made out of two different oval framelits. That's perfect, because for Easter I like to put eggs on my cards. And Stampin' Up! Doesn't really have anything that's egg. They do have some My Digital Studio digital ensembles that they have that's got some eggs in it, but I wanted a larger one, and one that I can make with dies. So on this one, I did emboss this with clear. I used Versamark and then clear embossing powder. And this stamp is from the Bordering Bloom set. It's that one there. But to decorate this one, I'm going to use the same stamp, but I think I'm going to use white. I'm going to try the Craft ink, pigment ink, and see how that shows. Since I'm using a brighter color, I think that'll show up pretty good on there. And these are the photopolymer stamps. You can absolutely use any of the Stampin' Up! Inks on there. That looks pretty good. Alright, so I think I'll put a piece of scrap paper down. Oh, what'd I do with it? So I don't get pigment ink, because you know pigment ink takes a little bit more to dry than regular dye ink. So I didn't want it on my paper, so stamp that. And you can heat set the craft ink once you stamp it. See, that shows up nice. And then I'll stamp again at the top. This one actually probably could have went one more time at the top to decorate it. But you could use any of those border stamps on your eggs out of that set, or any of the other border stamps, or you could cover the whole thing. You could use a background stamp. That would work perfect too. That way you wouldn't have to only ink it one time. So the white's showing up nice on the strawberry slush, and we'll give it one more stamping at the top. Yeah, perfect. And that would be cute on a card. Let's see. What color card back do I have? Here's a Coastal Cabana. Just as an example, you can see how big this size is. This is a standard A2 size card. So you could even put 2 eggs there on one card. Could offset them a little bit. Then put your, Easter greeting down there at the bottom. But I think it works perfect for an egg shape. Just using your oval framelits and the partial die cutting technique. So I hope you can give this a try. You can visit my blog for more Stampin' Up! Projects. It's wearestampers.blogspot.com. And you can also visit my Stampin' Up! Online store. There's a link on my blog to that as well, and I'll put a link down below this video. So if there's any items that you'd like to purchase, feel free to visit my site. And that's all I have for you today, so thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!